Hey, it's Dr. Dunaway here with Chiro Strength, finishing up this squat fault series. And Does Your Squat Hurt Your Back is the title of the blog that is in the link in the description below, and you can kind of follow that to kind of see the context of these three faults. We've also talked about the butt wink and the side shift at the bottom of the squat. Now we're going to talk about the forward fold. And oftentimes the forward fold is just a lack of understanding of how to set up a squat, trying to go too heavy maybe, but there's a few cues that you should keep in mind, and usually a few coaching cues will prevent that forward fold. Now, if it's a straight strength issue, then just working on your deadlifts and working on getting down into a conventional deadlift and coming up together instead of coming up like this will help develop the strength. So the deadlift is a great synergistic exercise for the squat to help develop that torso strength to prevent that forward fold. However, if we're talking about setting up properly, you got to understand what's a good squat form for you, right? So depending on your hips, how wide the feet are, how wide the toes are turned out or turned forward, there's a few things that will be different from person to person, but here's a few things I want you to think about. So as I'm under the bar, I am locked in, pretending like someone's about to drop 10,000 pounds on top of my shoulders, right? So I'm really bracing myself and getting ready, a little lax in the knees, and I'm really getting my torso over my pelvis like this, so I'm not scissored open. So locking my torso down, I'm going to engage the lats by just kind of trying to break this bar a little bit over my shoulders. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull myself down into the bottom of the squat. And as I pull myself to the bottom of the squat, I'll stay nice and connected. And then I'm going to push up from there. So from the side, what it looks like, I'm here, got my steady base as if this is about to drop from the ceiling onto my back. I'm going to lock the ribs down, get the lats engaged, pull myself down to the bottom of this squat, and then in this point I'm still nice and connected, and I start to drive out of the bottom right there. So don't get down here like you're just resisting gravity and then try to turn everything on from the bottom. You want to make sure that you maintain that tension throughout the entirety of the squat, and make sure you set up with a few of those rules. So nice stable base, pretending like that's about to drop on your shoulders so you get nice and sturdy. Ribs down, so when you breathe, you're not scissored open. And then make sure you're pulling yourself down into that squat and you're not just simply resisting gravity. So follow those cues, make sure you load that squat properly, and that should prevent that forward fold. So if you have any other questions, send a comment below. You can always catch me at drdunaway@chirostrength.com. I'd be happy to get your email and I'll respond back. And like I always say, don't just mend, transcend. Thanks.